Hello again, this is Dave at TitleSearch.com and AFX Title. This video is going to be about public records documents and accessing those documents. Here's how public records documents work. Every piece of paper that's ever been recorded on real estate, could be deeds, liens, mortgages, are all what's known as public access documents. They're public records. Anybody from the public can access them. They're open for view during the hours of that land records office. Each office will have a different format, and it may vary by the year of the document. Some are actual copies of paper, some are on microfilm, some are even in old deed books. So you can access those documents one at a time based on the provisions of that land records office. Now there's a difference between the public access documents and a title. Title to a property isn't actually a single document. It's the accumulation of all the records put together, normally in what's called an official title abstract. That's performed by a title search firm or title search company. That's not something that's in the public records. That's created from the public records. So for example, if you had these documents from a property, you may have deeds, liens, mortgages. Each one represents an event in the history of that property. You read through them, you see which ones are important, which ones are cleared, and then you create that title abstract. In the meantime, accessing those records is the beginning point of creating a title search. So who can look at property records? Well, anybody can view them from the public. Some counties have restrictions on whether or not you can actually go into the old deed books. If they're becoming fragile or deteriorated, they might actually have somebody retrieve that for you and give you a copy of it. How long does it take to be delivered? Well, some documents are instant access in the land records office. Some documents you have to put in a request at the window and wait till they call you back saying this document is ready. Usually it doesn't take much more than half an hour, 45 minutes for a document at the longest. As you read the documents, you may find that there's cross references to subsequent documents that you have to pull to look at to see what the rest of the history of the property is. The first step is to find out where the deeds and mortgages are for a particular property. That starts with what's called a property index, and the index will show the list of names that are associated with the property, and you look up each one to find out what book or page the deed or mortgage is in, and then you pull the deed from that index reference. It's normally free to look at these documents. In some cases, the county will charge a fee to make copies of them, but reading them while it's in the book or on the microfilm is normally free. If you can do all the work you need to do to put together a title search while you're in the records room, then there normally is no cost. However, typically it may take several hours to pull the documents and then a few more hours to create the search by reading them. So you might want to pay the small fee. It's usually $10 or $15 total on a property to pull all the documents, take them home with you, and then compile the search at home or read through them at home. There may be multiple locations in some counties to get all the documents you need to create a title search. For example, the land records office will have deeds, liens, and mortgages. There may be a probate office to get some other family event related records. There may also be a civil court docket that has records from lawsuits that may have judgments against a person that you might need to access to see all the records on a property. So public records for real estate in almost every county in the country is free. Anybody can access it. There are maybe some restrictions to access it remotely, but you can usually go in and pull the records by hand. But again, remember, there's a difference between a document such as a deed and the actual property title. The property title is a project of pulling all the documents that went into that history of the parcel and then creating a snapshot of what is the status right now. So you can get to these public records as long as you know where the source is in your county or recording division. Make sure you look at all the sources. If there's more than one office you have to go to, they're usually pretty close by. One might be down the street, but usually not too far away. They're usually in the county seat of the venue where the property is located. If you need more information, you can click on the link at the bottom of this video. It goes to TitleSearch.com, and if you want to forward this along, there's a share button. You can send it to somebody else who you might think would be interested in this same subject.